Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where we talk about skincare, grooming and sometimes hair, so that sounds like your thing, make sure you are subscribed. Also, come and follow me on Instagram where I post a lot of stuff you're not going to see here on YouTube. Today we are going to be talking about Kylie Skin. So I managed to get my hands on everything. I didn't buy the makeup wipes, just because. But today I'll be doing a first impressions of the brand, as well as looking at some of the key ingredients amongst the products. And I actually want to talk a bit more about the production side of this, the demographic, and delve a little bit more into Kylie Skin as a brand. I spent the last week watching reviews and first impressions from people who have already received their products, and even reviews from people who haven't even bought the products. So I've got a lot of stuff I want to say before we even talk about the products themselves. What I'll do though is I will timestamp here when the actual reviews and first impression starts, if you want to skip straight to that. But if you want to know a little bit more about the manufacturing behind these products and my personal opinion on Kylie, I guess, as a person and how that translates into a brand, then keep watching. So first of all, I can't do this brand without talking about my personal opinion on the Kardashians and the Jenners. I have to start off by saying I'm not a fan, and that's not to say I don't like them. By saying I'm not a fan, it means I don't know a lot about them. I don't really watch anything to do with them. I've watched a few episodes of the Kardashians, but I'm not like a fan. That's not to say I don't like them. From what I've seen, they all seem really funny. Got good business minds on their heads as well. But of course, you don't have to watch the programs or know who they are to know that people love to hate on them. And a lot of the reviews I watched started with the people saying they don't like the girl, they don't like Kylie, all that kind of stuff, which kind of for me taints the review, if that makes sense. You know that they're wanting to hate on the products and that's the way they're going to steer. I don't really have an opinion on any of the Kardashians or Jenners myself. It doesn't bother me in the slightest that, in the words of a lot of people reviewing, they became famous because of a sex tape. That is literally the first thing people talk about when they think of the Kardashians and the Jenners. Again, it doesn't bother me, it really doesn't. I think it's amazing and crazy at the same time with what they've been able to do with that, and all they've done was turn what I guess at the time seemed like a bad situation into something pretty incredible. That's my personal opinion anyway. But again, I don't know a lot about them other than that. So I'm hoping this review doesn't come from a place of being a fan and doesn't come from a place of being anti anyone. I don't really know a whole lot about the clan, the family. Also, I'm pretty sure a lot of cosmetics owners nowadays got up to it a lot worse in college. Speaking about Kylie in particular, we now know that she is a self-made billionaire, or on her way to becoming a self-made billionaire, which I thought was really interesting. Again, obviously worked with what she was given in her life and turned it into something pretty cool. What I do find really interesting as well is the $1 million worth of donations she made in over 2017 and 2018. And that's not including proceeds from the Odd Lip Kit collection that went to Habitat LA back in 2018. And I mention that because I think it's always interesting to see what people do with their money and their fame and their power, I guess. So I found that out. I think that's nice. I think that anyone that's able to use their fame, power and money to raise awareness for something, I think that's a good deed and that shouldn't go unnoticed. Saying that, I am going to go into this review not bothered about the person behind it, and my opinions on the products will have nothing to do with Kylie as a person, but the products themselves. Let's talk about demographic. I am not the demographic for these products, and I think we all know that. Nor are dermatologists, nor are scientists, nor are women in their late 30s upwards, nor are skincare junkies. We are not the demographic for this skincare collection. And this is where I've seen a lot of the negative reviews come from, and it's not, I don't have a problem with anyone being negative about any kind of product, whatever. I do have a problem with reviews that come from a place of hatred for someone. It's fine to hate someone, but not when it affects the products and your review. I think it's important to do a review of the products, as I keep mentioning, not the person behind the brand. The demographic here is obviously preteen to like mid-20s, I feel, women primarily. And I'm gonna say this again, this isn't a skincare line for skincare fanatics, and not for people who are at an age who want to start using anti-aging products or introducing actives into their skincare either. I personally see this as a kind of beginner's skincare collection, a collection that gets your foot in the door of skincare. Saying that, with her demographics in mind, I would love to see a bit more focus within the ingredients on acne prevention, spot prone skin in some way, because let's be real, preteen up to teens, they're going to have spots. The majority of them will have spots. But I'm pretty sure this is something she mentioned is kind of already in the works, and knowing what she's done with her makeup line, she's probably going to start releasing more and more products, more and more skincare targeted at specific skincare needs. So I do feel like this is a good launch. It makes sense business-wise, and it makes sense to kind of launch products that the majority of people can use. Another thing that's bothering me is a lot of people are saying how she has so much money and she could have made products that are so much better than what she released ingredient-wise. And I'm going to go into the manufacturing of it in a bit, but she has money because she knows business. She knows products can be made cheap, and she knows she can sell them at more than double the price. And I do feel like these products have been marked up a fair bit. I don't think they're affordable. I think they are a little bit more expensive than what they're worth, but she knows her demographic, her audience are going to pay for them. There is one product that I think is really, really worth the money. Later down the line, I'd love to see her come out with a more mature set of products, and that's got nothing to do with the packaging or anything like that or visuals of it. I personally love it, but the ingredients, I would love her to see something more along the lines of what everyone feels she genuinely uses on her own skin, whether that's by herself or when she gets facials, whatever. But yes, I would like to see kind of like a more mature line. Now let's talk about manufacturing. So her products are manufactured where Colourpop is made, Kim Kardashian West Beauty, KKW Beauty, and Fourth Ray, which is a skincare line where all the products are under $15. And this is by a company called Seed Beauty. This is a place where everything for the brand is done in-house, from concept to graphic design to product formulation. Everything is done in-house, which means products and brands can be made quickly and cheaply, meaning they're able to put the markup price up by quite a bit, obviously making both Seed Beauty and Kylie a lot of money, and that's business. That's how business works. So everything is done in-house, and Seed Beauty actually mentioned themselves in an article with InStyle that everything from concept of a brand and product to the final product can be done within 5 days, can be done within a week, basically, which is crazy. That's kind of crazy. So let's talk about the formulation time in that case. Kylie mentions that she's been working on these products for a year and that she's been using the products for about 10 months. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I'm getting from a lot of the reviews, what people are saying. And a lot of these people were saying that she's lying about this, leading to people saying as well that she hasn't been testing the products and she doesn't actually know what's in the products themselves. So you have to consider here what Seed Beauty said themselves that they can make this whole line within a week. So within those 2 months of the 10 that she wasn't testing these products, she could have reformulated these products, what, like 8 times, you know? And probably within these 10 months, she would have changed the formulation of a few others. It would have taken them 5 days to do it so she can start testing again. So really, when you look at Seed Beauty's production time, it makes sense that she was able to do that. And this is in a place that they're used to making cosmetics, they're used to making skincare with other skincare lines. So whilst I don't think she was lying, this whole process does sound a little bit rushed. Not rushed, but it does sound like they have the basis of skincare and then kind of added her own touches in, which again doesn't bother me. I feel like this is nothing different to what brands are doing with big influencers nowadays. Kylie just happens to be one of the most popular influencers around ever. With that said, let's talk about the price. For the demographic, I think it's a bit too pricey. I know when I was 14 up to 25, £22 for a product would have been a no-go for me. Should this have been for the older demographic and it had certain ingredients in there that were pricey, I would have understood, but I personally don't believe the products match up to that price point. So let's talk about the packaging and the website. I love the packaging so much. I'm a huge fan of this millennial pink that a lot of brands have been doing. I love the gradient on the box. I love how simple it is. I love the texture of the box. It's like soft and matte, but the font is shiny. I love it. I love the simplicity of the packaging, of the product inside, and I think it's clever as well because this is Instagram worthy stuff, and you know Kylie's demographic want to show this off on Instagram, so it makes a good kind of selling tactic as well. I love the diversity of the models used on the website. They're all stunning, including Kylie herself. Their skin of course looks amazing, bearing in mind you can see that they are wearing makeup. If you look at their nose area and just under the eye, you can see they've got some concealer or whatever it is on. So just bear that in mind when buying your products. But yeah, I just think you look at the brand and instantly know it's Kylie. Let's talk about the exfoliator. One of the main things people were talking about before even using the products. I went on a whole journey with this Kylie brand, from being intrigued to really wanting it, to seeing the scrub and the wipes and being over it, and then purchasing it the moment it launched. Please bear in mind about what I'm about to say. I hate walnut scrubs. I hate apricot scrubs. I hate scrubs. I will not be using the scrub on my face, even though I bought it. I'll talk about that a bit later. And I do not condone using a scrub like this on your face. This physical walnut scrub must have been a very conscious decision from Kylie and her team. A conscious decision to have a physical exfoliator. Fourth Ray, which is a brand that is also made by Seed Beauty, so a sister brand, I guess, they actually have a chemical exfoliator that costs £9. Sorry, $9 rather than her $22 walnut scrub. So she had access to the possibility of making a chemical exfoliator if she wanted to, but she didn't. That's not what they did. I don't think Kylie's stupid. I think she knows her audience. I really don't think she uses a physical scrub on her face, but she 100% knows her demographic. Young girls who aren't necessarily skincare junkies, like everyone who rightfully kicked off about the walnut scrub. And whilst I don't like the idea of a walnut scrub, I feel like she did this on purpose because it makes business sense to sell to a demographic who may be intimidated by a chemical exfoliator, may not know what it is, whereas a physical scrub like St. Ives is familiar and it feels safe. So whilst I don't like it, to me it makes business sense. To be honest, I would have much preferred it if she had no exfoliator and picked a sunscreen. I think when you have a vitamin C serum within your skincare range, you have a responsibility to also include a sunscreen, as if you're using vitamin C serum in the morning, you have to use a sunscreen over the top. But I feel like maybe because of everything you have to go through to make a sunscreen, as far as the process of making it, the approval from the FDA, I believe it would be, you have to go through a lot of approval to have your sunscreen able to be sold. And I feel like that kind of backs up the idea that this whole skincare line was made quite quick. One more thing before we get into the impression. Kylie mentions that this skincare is targeted at all skin types. Anyone can use it. And yeah, I agree. From my first impressions, I feel like most skin types can use this. There are one or two products that I feel like certain skin types can't use or should be careful when using. The problem is with products that work for everyone is that they don't do anything great for everyone at the same time, if that makes sense. I like to use certain treatment type of products with specific ingredients for my skincare concern, but as I mentioned before, it makes perfect business sense to kind of launch a line that's targeted at everyone. So let's get into the first impressions. So let's talk about the cleanser first of all. This is a good cleanser. Like, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. It's not too dissimilar from other like foamy pump cleansers that I've used before, and one pump is more than enough. So this is lightly fragranced, which I think is a little bit unnecessary. It doesn't really smell like anything, so I don't know why it's lightly fragranced. But it's fine because you wash it off. Your skin does feel soft after this. It's not dry, like there's still a bit of tightness to the skin, but it does feel soft. This does contain glycerin, so that's probably helping to keep your skin feel nice and soft. Sodium hyaluronate as well, which is a derivative of hyaluronic acid. Smaller in molecular weight, I believe, so it can penetrate your skin a lot better. One of the ingredients that Kylie Skin has throughout all the products is this kiwi seed oil, but it's so low down on the ingredient list, it's kind of irrelevant. Like, there's no real point. However, it's one of the main selling points, also featuring in quite a bit of the promotional material, the pictures. But yeah, absolutely fine. I do not think this will take off your makeup. I would highly recommend doing a double cleanse. Really not a lot to say about this. Is a good standard cleanser. Nothing in it that's going to damage your skin really massively. Nothing in it that's going to provide amazing results. It's just a good cleanser. I'm going to keep using this because it's a cleanser. Why waste it? So as I mentioned, I'm going to very quickly touch on the walnut scrub because I will not be using it on my face. This does have a super fine texture. The walnut is ground up very, very fine. This doesn't make a difference. It doesn't matter whether it's in chunks or ground up. It's still not the best for your skin. $22 is crazy. I think it's crazy to charge for this. There's nothing in it, again, that's special that would make it $22. I don't know why someone would pay $22 to scrub their skin. It's just overpriced, completely overpriced. I would say the scrub and the makeup wipes are definitely things you can go without. Let's talk about the one product that I was genuinely super excited to use, and this is the Vanilla Milk Toner. I'm so glad she came out with a toner, especially as a lot of people kind of overlook a toner. A lot of dermatologists say you don't really need one. I love them. I think they're just a nice thing to add into your routine that gives you a nice visual look. And a lot of them do good stuff for your skin as well, depending on what ones you pick, obviously. And I wasn't actually disappointed. I quite like this. As far as Vanilla Milk Toner goes, it smells more like coconut to me. Am I the only one that thinks this has got kind of like a Malibu kind of smell to it? This is a weird toner, however. So you get two types of toners that are decent. So your toners that kind of restore and balance out pH, and then you have hydrating, nourishing toners that are there just kind of like add an extra layer of moisture to your skin. This isn't a pH balancing toner, it's more moisturizing. The ingredients are interesting because you would see similar kind of ingredients in like a lotion or like a cleansing cream. Whilst this does have the texture of a toner, it was surprisingly more fluidy and watery than I thought. It has a lot of amazing oils in, like avocado oil, apricot oil, kiwi seed oil. Whilst I love a hydrating toner, it's kind of odd to have those oils in a toner, I feel. You notice that Kylie mentioned that this toner will help to remove excess makeup, and that's because of the oils in it. Those oils are going to take away your makeup, so you could even use this as a first cleanser. When it comes to using it in a routine, oils could potentially block other ingredients from working on your skin. I'm not going to stop using this. I do like the way it made my skin look. I tried applying it like a normal toner with a cotton pad, as well as patting it into my skin like how I like to use my hydrating toners, and it made my skin look nice. It looked fine. It wasn't as dewy and plumping as I wanted it to be. So I'd probably use this as a morning toner, go cleanser, toner, moisturizer, sunscreen, in a routine where I'm not using like actives and other ingredients that I really want to penetrate my skin. So there's also Pyrus Malice, which is apple fruit extract in here, and I recognize that from a lot of CosRx products, and they use that as a slight exfoliating ingredient. So that's interesting. I usually like the way that makes my skin look. One thing I have to mention is I've seen in other reviews that people are like, this is a milk toner but it hasn't got any milk in it. That's obviously not what a milky toner means. Like, it's about texture, it's about the feel, and obviously look, you do get products with milk in, but it's just not. It's not. Again, is it worth $22? Probably not, but I like it. We'll see how I get on with this, but I do feel like this might be another repurchase item. So let's move on to the vitamin C serum. I think everyone within the skincare community was interested to see how this vitamin C serum was going to be formulated, and I think it's safe to say everyone's pretty impressed. This does use a stabilized form of vitamin C, and I personally love my vitamin C serums like this. I hate the liquidy metallic vitamin C serums. They don't agree with my skin. They tingle and burn a little bit. So I love this kind of creamy serum. You also have vitamin E in here, which basically boosts the benefits of the vitamin C. I was a bit upset when I looked at this whole line because I was like, there's no niacinamide in everything, and I feel like it's such a commonplace ingredient nowadays to put in pretty much any of your skincare products. But then I saw panthenol in the ingredients of this, which is derived from vitamin B5, which, like niacinamide, aka vitamin B3, that's right, yeah, could help with dark spots, hyperpigmentation, and to generally help even out the skin tone. And this is how I like my vitamin C. It feels so nice and light on the skin. This is a vitamin C serum I'd be happy to use in the morning, and it's a nice glass bottle. Obviously there's no sunlight getting to that anywhere, so the packaging is pretty perfect for a vitamin C serum. Again, you have avocado and apricot kernel oil. Which are great emollients. So yeah, it does have that creamier, nice texture. I really do like this. Really pleasantly surprised. I believe $28 is maybe a little bit pricey. Depending on how this goes, judging by my first impression, this is a kind of vitamin C serum I love using and I probably will repurchase. Let's move on to the eye cream. This is an odd one for me. Love the packaging, first of all, as I mentioned. The first time I saw this, I was like, It's tinted. Is it tinted? I was like, is this makeup? I was very confused. Looking at the ingredients, it's got mica in, which is basically like a glitter, like a natural glitter, I guess you can describe it as, that they put in things like eyeshadows and blushes and makeup in general, which is, I don't know, this makes this like a weird mix of eye cream and makeup. I could see a slight tint under my eyes, which I have to be honest, I didn't hate. You have a lot of thick oils in here. You have jojoba seed oil, you have coconut derivatives, you have glycerin in here. It makes for a very heavy under eye cream. Another popular under eye cream ingredient is of course caffeine, which the website kind of says is one of the main ingredients in here. Caffeine is, let me double check, is 1, 2, 3, about 4th or 3rd from the bottom of the ingredients list, so there's not a whole lot in here. I don't know, I do like the way it's added a bit of like shine and kind of like reflects back the light, making my under eyes look a little bit more awake. Is it going to be too thick though? Only time will tell with that. I do have a sneaky suspicion it might be a bit too thick for my under eyes. It's funny because the ingredients would make a really good moisturizer. And it's also got shea butter as well, quite high up on the ingredient list, which is of course a good moisturizing ingredient, but again, possibly a little bit too thick for me to have under my eyes personally. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it? Absolutely not. I'm definitely keeping this in my stash, and I do like the way it makes my eyes appear, so we'll have to see how my under eyes tolerate it in the long run. This retails for $20. Is it worth it? I don't think any of the line really is worth the money other than probably the toner and the serum. And finally, we have the moisturizer. I'm just gonna start by saying this is actually a really nice moisturizer. Packaging, first of all, I love this kind of like little pump here. I love moisturizers that help you control the amount of moisturizer you're actually using. And with this, I found that one pump was enough for my forehead, one pump was enough for both cheeks, and then another pump for kind of like my nose and chin area. So in here you have shea butter, which we said is a very good moisturizer. If you have oily skin, it can be a little bit too heavy. I am feeling a little bit greasy right now. I applied this moisturizer about 2 hours ago, and it is starting to look a little bit shiny on my face. I could use less, and I think I'll be okay. This also has oat bran extract in, which leaves your skin feeling nice and soft, and aloe. They're the main ones she talks about. One thing I want to mention is they say this is a fragrance-free product, which is free of artificial fragrances. However, you have orange peel extract in there, which is a natural fragrance. So a brand can say it's fragrance-free if it hasn't got kind of like man-made fragrances in, I believe is like the deal there. But orange peel extract is a fragrance and can irritate your skin if you find fragrances irritating. Citric acid, quite low on the ingredient list, but can be irritating for dry and easily irritated skin. It's low on the list, but it's a leave-on product, so it might irritate you a little bit. And almond oil, again, another nicely like moisturizing ingredient. So yes, it's maybe a little bit too thick if you have very oily skin, or you feel like your oils are a little bit out of control. I mean, I'm actually really liking how my skin's looking right now. I love a bit of shine. It's starting to feel a little bit oily on the T-zone, but again, I think I could have used a little bit less of this around there. And I genuinely think this is worth the price. Like $24 for a good moisturizer, I think is a really good price. I just wish all my moisturizers came in like this kind of like pumpy thing here. So there we go. That is my first impression of the Kylie Skin products. My skin feels fine. My skin's not falling off. The products aren't a scam. They're good basic products. I feel like some are a little bit better than basic. Some definitely aren't worth the price tag. It's a good collection if you're starting to get into skincare. Prices are a little bit off, packaging is amazing, and I am looking forward to what else comes out with this brand. I'm actually kind of surprised I liked 3 of the products a lot. The toner, I will probably be rebuying. Vitamin C serum, I'm probably going to use as my main vitamin C serum at the moment for testing reasons and because I just like the way it sat on my skin. And the eye cream, I want to do a bit more experimenting with and see how my under eyes can take it. Cleanser, I'll use up, but it's nothing special. But yeah, let me know if you want to try any of these products or if you have tried any of these products. As always, my videos are an open discussion, so please let's discuss in the comments box down below. But that's it from me now, guys. I will see you next time.